Welcome to Explore Automation with Swaroop. So let's recap what we covered in the previous session. So mostly we installed the JDK, which is the Java development kit for writing the Java program, like compiling and running the Java program. Then we set the Java home, okay, so that we can access it in our IDE. Then we install the IntelliJ IDEA, okay, which is our code editor, so that we can write the code and run the code, okay. Along with that, we also wrote the very first program, which is the hello world program, okay. So mostly we created one package, then we created the public class hello world, then we went to the class, right click and run, selected on the run option, and we see that it printed the hello world on the console. Okay, this is what we covered in the previous session. Now you must be curious to know that what is this public class hello world, why we are writing it in a kind of hello world as public, okay. Then what is this main method, why we are writing this public static void main. So this thing we will be covering it today. Now let's start the very first one about the analysis. Like we'll go more detail into this whatever is written. Start to go more in detail to look about that what we have written in this program. So we have written the hello world.java in the same in the IDE, and what we wrote that it is public class hello world, then main method, and when we run the code, first the program is compiled, then we see in the out directory also there is a .class file generated, then when it is run it is printing the hello world, okay. Now let's look first at this one, that what is this class name, okay. So our program is similar to this, okay. Now the very first line what we have is the package. What is written here, like .java series introduction 001. So what basically a package in Java. The package statement declares the package name where this Java class belongs to, okay. That means you can think of the folder, okay, where you are going to put your Java class inside, okay. So if you see here, like we generally follow the naming convention in Java. If you see the com is the commercial domain, Java organizational product, and series, when you will be writing in your respective organization, it will be some com dot xyz dot something, okay. But the final one is the specific package name. That means just think it of like a folder where you are going to create one file. Like now we are creating the folder, we are having our own file. Similarly, inside the package you can create this Java file, okay. Now you can see this line, okay. What is this? These are nothing but the Java doc comment, okay. It is generally written to generate the documentation, okay. Later on we can will be learning about the single line, multi-line comment. However, this one we follow for writing the or generating the documentation for the code. This @project annotation indicates that this class is the part of the core Java project. If you see, we have created one project like core Java. Inside this core Java, we can see that the @project equal to core Java means that this class belongs to a project with the name core Java. Hope everyone will be clear for now. Now let's move to the next one, okay. If you see, we have created a file as sorry hello world.java, okay. In the editor also we can see we have created this hello world, and also we created the class public class hello world. So we can say here that this is the class name, okay. and this class should be of type public. Okay, but why public? Public means it is the keyword, okay, or the access modifier that the class is accessible from any other class. Okay, like we know the public means it is accessible. Okay, similarly here we are making the class accessible with the name of the public. Okay, now since this is the very first program, okay, and the syntax of the writing the class means it should be started with a curly braces. You can see at the highlighted point at the line number 6, and it should be at the completed with another closing curly brace. Okay, so whenever we will be creating the class, we have to write it with the curly brace start and along with the curly brace end. Okay, now so why we should declare the name of the class public. Okay, now let's consider like 2 to 3 examples to learn about the class name. Okay, and please also remember that Java is case sensitive. Okay, that means if you will be writing this as the hello world as a small letter, it will be treated as a different class. Okay, now let's see what do we mean by correct, what should be the correct naming convention. Okay, what is the public class and all. Okay, in this program we have written public class hello world. Okay, now if we are declaring a class as the public, okay, the file name must match the class name exactly which we did in this one. Okay, and we need to have the .java extension. Okay, so if you see here, this is the first this is the file name. Okay, hello world, and it is .java file. Okay, and when we are writing the class inside, so what we see that our class should have the opening curly braces and the close curly braces. Okay, like this whenever writing the class, and I have added one method inside that which is the public static void main. Okay, so the point is here that the class name and this file name should be same and it should be a public. Okay, so this is something the correct one what we can say. Okay, now let's see if the Java is not having any public class. Okay, let's see with an example. Okay, now let me open it in the, so I have moved the file the hello world.java from the packet to this source directory so that I can execute the Java command line one. Okay, now let's see what is our file again, that hello world.java. Okay, now let's see what is there. We see only this .java file is present. Okay, now what I will do, I will write hello world.java, I will compile it, and what I will find out that a .class file is created. Okay, now I will try to print it hello world. Okay, run the program, it is running successfully and it is printing hello world. Okay, so what we observe the structure, the file name, okay, which is the highlighted here, then okay, so what we observe here, the file name, the hello world.java. Let me try to highlight so that it will be better. Okay, now this is my file name, then this is the class name, both are matching, it is having the main function and it is working as expected. Okay, now let's do one thing. Okay, what we will be doing here, we will be creating another class. Okay, let's go inside our editor, inside the source directory I will be creating like one class, say safe.java. Okay, so you can see this file is being created, that public class safe. It is having the opening and closing curly braces. Then I will try to create two more classes. One will be class circle. Okay, I did not specify any access modifier here like the public, and what I will do is out like system dot out dot, let me put a main method also inside it. Okay, then I will write a system.out.println. Okay, hi from circle. Okay, similarly I will be creating another class. Okay, and I will give the name as rectangle. Okay, then I will write it as hello hi from rectangle. Okay, let's go to the command line again. Now I can see my safe Java is created. Let's see again, cross verify. Okay, somehow I want to print the safe.java to verify. Let's see. And we can see exactly the same stuff that we have written in the editor. Let's try to compile it. Now, how different is this one from hello.java file? Okay, here we don't have specified any public class. Okay, and we have just specified two classes. We have written two classes inside a shape class. Okay, one is the name of the circle, one is the name of rectangle, but we are having both, like main method is there. Okay, let's try to compile this class. Okay, java c safe.java. Then we can see it generated the class file. Okay, like we have the hello world.class. Okay, when we ran the hello world.class, we just wrote hello world and it gave us the output. Similarly, let's try to run this java safe. Okay, let's see what is the output. What it is saying, that main method is not found in class safe. Please define the main method as public static void main. Okay, however, if we see inside the class, we have written class circle and class rectangle, but still our JVM, when trying to execute, it is not able to identify the public static void main. What is the reason then? Okay, that means whenever our JVM, okay, will try to execute, it will be always looking for a public class as an entry point. Okay, and the public class name should be same as this file name. Okay, let's change the name to safe. Okay, we have already it in the beginning. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll be moving out this rectangle to this one. Okay, then I'll be writing the method, the main method inside it, hello hi from safe. Okay, let's see whether it is able to compile or run or not. Okay, now let's remove all the class files, .class file. Okay, we can see now the safe.java. Let's try to compile it. Safe.java, it is compiled successfully. Now I need to run it. You can see it is printing hi from safe. So what did we conclude here? Whenever our JVM looks for the file, it looks for the file with the same name. Okay. And the main method inside that. That is what we discussed here. That in the previous case, when we see that we did not have a public class. Okay. However, we have two other classes like circle and rectangle. There is no error in the compilation. Okay. So that means if we are going to run it, then we need to have the public class, at least one public class, so that my JVM can identify and run it. Okay. So I guess you are clear now. Now the next question arises, if we can have the multiple public classes. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. We can see that we have the public classes and we have the rectangle, but it did not catch any error. Now let's try to change this modifier to the public. Okay. So inside the shape class, we have one more class, rectangle. Both of them are having the public. Now let's go and let's try to remove the old shape.class. Okay. We will be compiling again. Okay. Java C shape.java. Now it is giving me the compilation error. What is the error? It is saying that class rectangle is public, should be declared in a file name rectangle.java. That means here the rectangle, okay, whenever I am trying to run it, my compiler, in order to run this rectangle file, it is looking for a class file with name rectangle. Okay, so that it will be, starting the execution from the main method. You can see there, right? A class rectangle is public, should be declared in the file name rectangle.java. That means our JVM will always look for the file name. From file name, it will go to the class name, and inside the class name, it will look for the main method, that is for the execution. Okay. I hope you all are clear, like what should be the, why we generally keep the file name and the class name same only. Okay. Now let's go, and if you see here, right, Java does not allow multiple public classes in a single file. If you try to define more than one public class in the same file, the compiler will generate an error. Each public class must be defined in its own separate file with a matching name. Okay. Just you can imagine with the real world analogy that you are in a library. Okay, where each public book must have its own cover with title. You cannot have two different books sharing the same cover. Okay, as people will be not able to identify which book they are actually referring to. Similarly, here JVM, okay, who is the person looking for the book, if the two books will be having the same name, okay, and they are having the same classes also, it will be not able to identify. Okay, so Java requires each public class to have its own file with a matching name. I guess everyone is clear now. Next one comes to the main method. Okay, then what is this main method? The public static void main. Why we are passing the string argument? Okay, this line declares the main method, which is the entry point for a Java application. Okay, let's see different conditions by playing around this main method. This now let's try to understand as well that what is this public. Public, as we discussed during the class, it is the access modifier making the method accessible from anywhere. Okay, then this is the static means. We will be going through in the later section as well what is the static one, okay, in Java. So it means this method belongs to the class, not to any instance of the class. Okay, here is the hello world. Okay, it is the class level function, this static. Okay, Then void means that is the there is no return type. Then this is the main method. Okay, and this is the command line argument. So this is the entry point. That means when the JVM will look to execute the code, it will be very fast looking for this signature, that is the public static void main string argument, and starting with the curly braces, ending with the curly braces, it will be looking for this method. Let's try the different conditions. Okay, now let's go back to our hello world program. Okay, so if you see here, we have written the public static void main string argument. Okay, now let's try to play around it. Okay, let me convert this to the name or test. Okay, if you can see here, the class name is the hello world. Okay, what we saw here, that main method and this signature is a mandatory for JVM to start the execution. Now what we do, we remove it and we put it as a test one. Okay, let's try to do the compilation and running. Okay, now we have the hello world.java. Let's see, cross check as well in the command line. This is my project and I have this test command. Okay, let's try to compile it. Now the compilation is passed because I don't have any syntactical error and the class file is generated. Let's try to run it. Java hello world. What is the error it is throwing? Main method not found in class hello world. Please define the main method as the signature that we are looking for, the public static void main string argument. Okay, that means we have to change it to the main method. If we change it, it will be able to run this program. Now I have changed it to the main method. Okay, let me compile it again and let me run it. You see, it was showing the error before. Now it is able to execute it properly. So what is the conclusion from here? That always JVM look for the main method with this signature public static void main string argument. Okay, now let's discuss some other cases as well. What are the other cases? This public one, right? Now let me remove it. Okay, and let me make it the private as the access type. Okay, let me try to run again. Let me compile it. Okay, it is compiled again. Then I try to run it. Java hello world. What is the error it is showing? That still it is not able to identify, because the JVM, the person who is looking for the book, that person also look for the method, the public static void main. Public means it should be accessible. Now I have changed the permission to the private, so it is not accessible. Okay, now let me, I have changed back again to the public static void main, and then I will be again compiling, I will be running it. It will be working fine as expected. Now let's see by changing the other one as well. Like I will be removing this to the static one. Okay, and I will try to run it. Let me compile again. It is successfully compiled. When trying to run it, it is not able to find out the signature method, which is the public static void main. Okay, so I think you are clear now that this is the signature that always the JVM looks for in order to start the program. Okay, and then the class name, then main method, then with this signature. Okay, so if you see here, the public is the access modifier, static means the this method, then void is the return type, then main, then string argument. Okay, now this is the what we discussed now. Then always you think of the why the main method. Okay, so it is the same thing that we observe, that our compiler Java code by using the Java compiler, it is always, you have seen that it is successful in all other cases. Okay, JVM loads the class and you just see this point, it searches for this main method. If it is found, then JVM executes the main method. If it is not found, the JVM throws an error that is terminated. Okay, then can we have the multiple main method? Okay, so we can have the multiple main method. It is the concept of the method overloading versus method signature. I guess once we go more deeper into that Java concept, we can cover this one regarding the main methods. Okay, overloading and overriding. So still you can practice on your own, and the command line you will enjoy if you are writing the code from the command line, and the error and everything you will be getting to know very clearly that which class and everything is missing. So I will suggest to practice this one. Okay, now let's look at the comments in the Java. Okay, so we see the documentation before that. This is the Java document generator. Now this is the comment. This is the single line comment. Okay, this is the single line comment that with the double slash. Let me see here. Thanks for watching. Now let me try to run it. You see, only thanks for watching it getting printed because it is the we have commented out. Okay, so this is one of the best practice during the coding to comment, write down the comments about the code, the functionality and all. Now let's see about a multi-line comment. Okay, so this is the multi-line comment. You can see here, this is the multi-line comment in the Java. When I am trying to run it, it displays nothing because I have commented on. Okay, this is how the single line and multi-line comments work. And when I run again, it is saying hello world and thanks for watching. Okay, done. Apart from that, what we'll be having here, the single line and multi-line comment and the identifiers in the Java. Okay, so identifiers are the names given to classes, method, variables and the other elements in the Java program. That means it is nothing but the naming convention, okay, that we should follow. Okay, for example, if you are going for this type of naming convention, the camel case, right, the starting with the lowercase, then in between if you are getting the other word, then changing it uppercase, and if you are having the underscore, okay, then you are having the first alphabet, then valid numbers. Okay, but if you are starting with the number, then the alphabet, that is not allowed, hyphen is not allowed. Okay, so these are the naming convention identifiers in Java. Keywords in Java, so these are the keywords somewhat that is reserved for based upon this particular programming language. Okay, we cannot use them as identifiers. Okay, that means, for example, we'll see how to assign the variable and everything in later as well. Then if I'll be writing int x equal to 10, okay, then I'll be printing it x. Okay, we can see that is printing 10 here. Okay, now if you see, this is the integer reserved keyword. Okay, that is the keyword which I have used here, but I cannot use it like int and int. Okay, you see the red mark here, that means it is giving compiler an error that it is the reserved keyword for Java, will be not able to use it. Okay, and I think everyone is pretty much clear now. Okay, this one, the system out the println that we wrote in our program of the hello world. So it is a printing statement. System is a class. Okay, we will come to know about the classes and all during the OOPS concept out is the static field and println is the method. So when we will be going to the method and all, we will be covering it. So whenever we will try to print anything on the Java, we can use this system.out.println. Okay, I hope you will like it. And I will request all of you to like and subscribe, so that it motivates me to put more videos on the same. Please feel free to share your comments or feedback, that we can improve for this the way of the teaching methodology. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching.